What's up, guys? I just want to give you an update on what's been going on at Occupy Denver since they kicked us out of the park 2 nights ago. We marched again tonight, I guess, and today at noon. Today was Saturday. It's actually Sunday now, but whatever. Today was Saturday, the 15th of October. And people met up to march at noon. I didn't get down there until later, probably 5, 6, 7 o'clock. I'm not really sure what time it was, but I was up in my apartment and I looked out over the city and I saw a black helicopter flying around Civic Center Park or the Capitol building or whatever. And I figured, sure enough, like, yeah, that's probably Occupy Wall Street. I bet the police are at it again. So I came in, pulled up my webcam, and I was able to look down on Broadway and I saw riot police all over, and I couldn't really see what was going on because the camera was zoomed so far out. But I went down there. And the police were still keeping people out of the park. You know, your tax dollars hard at work, but they had the Lincoln Street Park surrounded. There were some protesters over across the street at the park on the other side of the road. What is it, Civic Center Park? And riot police came again. Thank you, Governor Hickenlooper. We're never going to vote for you again, probably. But the riot police came, and the same shit from the night before. They had a whole line of them, and they kind of pushed us over to that vague line like Civic Center Park. And they went past it. Some of them came up on the sidewalk. Some of them actually went into the park. And, like, as far as I know, nobody closed Civic Center Park. But they came in, and we didn't know what was going on. But this time people lined up against Colfax and went up to, you know, Broadway and Colfax. And right there kind of in front of the Denver Post, or the intersection there at least, people were holding signs beside the street and everything. And then they had, you know, some DPD, Denver Police, up there on bikes. Kind of trying to keep us from blocking traffic, and people really weren't blocking traffic, but it was chaos. People were crossing during the lights and walking through cars, so I mean, we were kind of, I guess, blocking traffic, but traffic was moving. But anyway, I walked around the whole thing. I went over by the library. I saw they had their whole police Nazi camp, or whatever they call that, set up over there again. And I just want to talk about some things that happened to me. And first off, I want to dedicate this video to the Detroit Tigers. You did a hell of a job this season. Way to go. I also want to dedicate it to Governor Hickenlooper. I also wanted to dedicate this video to anybody who has ever been shot at by the Colorado State Patrol, because I am now one of those lucky people. And thankfully they didn't hit me, and they just shot pepper bullets at me, or those pepper balls, or I don't even know what it was, some sort of tear gas paintball type thing. But I'm going to get to it, and I have the incident right before they shot at the ground in front of me on film, and it was fucked up. We were walking down the 16th Street Mall. I'm sure people saw it, but the riot police came and intercepted us a few blocks deep into the 16th Street Mall, because pretty much what happened was all these protesters were like, fuck this, I'm not sticking around with riot police. Like, let's go march on the mall where there's actually people who can see us, where it's lit up and it's on video camera. Like, we were peaceful, and riot police make some people nervous, I will say that much. But yeah, so we get to the barricade. The police have set up a barricade. I'm going to show you it right now.
Just left Civic Center, and we marched down the 16th Street Mall, and the police have set up a barricade here with riot police right across the street. We're going to try to cross to go around the block or something. We're going around! Come on! Going around! This is a peaceful assembly! Why are you guys blocking our right to march in America? God damn it!
And there's a whole 16th Street full of people. I don't know how many people. It had to have been 400 or 500 people maybe. And it was filled up the street. And we get there, and the riot police have formed a full line, like all of them there, with their batons, with their shields or whatever. And it's like, can we pass through here? What's going on, you know? And a few of us, myself included, because I was right at the front, was like, we're going around. We start pointing, and we take it one block over. And right as this was happening, I don't know how to describe the noise, but like, bam, I heard sounded like a paintball hit the street in front of me. And I looked down, and there was this like white dust and kind of clouded up, and like I felt tear gas, or I don't know how to explain it, but it felt like pepper in my eyes, or not really in my eyes. It didn't get me directly or anything, but I could definitely tell, like, oh, a cloud of some sort of eye irritant has just come up from this, and it sounds like you just shot at me. I didn't see it actually happen, but I saw police with all those fucking riot guns or whatever they had, and I'm pretty sure they shot at me. I'm hoping somebody has it on tape. I'm probably going to file a complaint tomorrow, or at least see if, the police aren't even going to do anything, I'm sure of it, but to me, that was a fucked up incident, because, like, did the chief or did somebody order just one cop to fire one warning shot at my feet, or there's a few people around, but, the ground 3 or 4 feet in front of us? Like, why did that happen, I want to know, too, because on top of that, if you saw my other video from the night before when they cleared out the park, I talked about the police being vague and not communicating with us. Firing a warning shot at the ground in front of somebody's feet, that's like, I don't even know how to explain that. That's what airplanes do. Like, we can't really talk to you clearly, so we're going to fire a few shots across your fucking whatever, the front of your fucking ship or your boat to let you know we're serious. But, like, all they had to say was, the street is closed. Go away. We're arresting you for something. They didn't do anything. Somebody fired a fucking paintball or pepper bullet, whatever you call that shit, at the ground in front of me. I just want to point out, what the fuck would happen if I took my paintball gun, I don't even have one, but if I took the paintball gun out on the street and just discharged it on the 16th Street Mall? Like, you can't do that. And on top of that, what the fuck were the police trying to accomplish? Was it one guy, or was there an actual order? I would like to know who did it, but, like, if anybody has this on videotape, I would like to see it. I think, I'd like to add to this or whatever. I'm hoping there were security cameras there, and I want to call the police, and I thought about, like, oh, I would like the material safety data sheet on this shit, but whatever. I already breathed in whatever it was, and it's not going to change anything. Like, I'm sure filing a complaint won't do anything, but we have a real problem with a disconnect between real citizens, young people like myself, whatever you want to call us, and the police. Like, I don't trust you guys, but I will give you this. I noticed 2 different kinds of police out there tonight. One of them, I'm pretty sure, was Colorado State Patrol. I'm talking about the riot police outside of Lincoln Street Park, the Civic Center Park, around the Capitol area in general, and over at the library, behind the library, in between like the library and the art museum, there was a, I like to call it a Nazi camp, but they had the area roped off, all the paddy wagons, and a bunch of riot police, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not sure exactly who everybody was, but I'm under the impression that all the riot police around that area were Colorado State Patrol. And then the other police that were more along the 16th Street Mall and along Broadway, I'll show you a video of them all on bikes right there, were DPD, Denver Police. And there was a big difference between the 2 police departments. Denver Police was awesome tonight. You guys were awesome. Nobody shot at me. Nobody got in my way. They didn't do anything. And what they ended up doing was they rode beside us. There was a few of them on motorcycles, 2 of them on motorcycles, and probably like 4 or 5 of them on bicycles kind of spread out. And what they did was they stopped traffic at intersections and didn't hassle us at all. And I was talking to a few of them on the bicycles, one specifically at one point, and I just asked, like, what's up with this barricade back there? Like, are we allowed to march here? We're just peacefully marching down the street. Is this allowed? And the one on the bike was very cool. He said, yeah, you guys are, I don't remember exactly what he said, but something, but yeah, you guys are fine. We're riding with you. Or he said, I'm here with you guys, or something along that line. And like a few of the other cops kind of turned and looked at him like, are you with these guys, or are you here doing your job? I don't know where they all come down, but they're going to come down. When it really comes down to it, we're peaceful. They know it. And we're trying to actually do some good in this country using our First Amendment rights that the forefounders of this country were smart enough to realize we were going to need 200 years later down the road. And it's refreshing to see real liberty in action, real American democracy, or whatever you want to call it. But what was I going to say here? I got a list here. I know it's kind of ranty, but I'm going to clean it up when I edit, hopefully. So yeah, Hickenlooper, thanks for the riot, please. Even though there was no riot, I'm sure you're still paying them even more overtime. Like Saturday night, Thursday night, like, we're peaceful, dude. When are you going to figure that out? And like, why? This is another thing I want to talk up. Hickenlooper, you're an idiot. You kicked us out of the park because, what, we were a nuisance or whatever? So now that we're gone out of the park, you have police surrounding the fucking park. I'm talking about 1 square block. It's the most secure park in America, is what I have been calling it. Like, what the fuck? Was there a swine flu outbreak? Why do we need to keep everybody out of there? Like, what the hell, dude? And you know what? Somebody's going to say, oh, protesters are blocking traffic on Colfax there, right there, Colfax and Broadway. Well, we were fucking too many of us on the sidewalk, and we should have been in the park, where we wanted to be. You know what I mean? Like, straight up. If you're going to kick us out of the park, we're going to go someplace. And we went downtown, and we marched on the 16th Street Mall. And it was actually the second march of the day. I don't even know what's going on. I didn't go down there at noon, but people are fed up with this shit, and we are going to get change.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Federal Reserve is the most insidious thing that has ever happened to America. And those conservatives, they instituted their unconstitutional law. And then they just bring our money. We're essentially on the Constitution. And the Fed.
Riot police incite riots. I'm not a cop. You guys are probably like, oh, what the fuck does he know? But I've read some police reports before. Like, I'm new to Denver, so I wasn't out here when the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup and there were riots before. But some other police departments actually teach their cops, like, yeah, what you're supposed to do is go out there and just peacefully be there. But, like, when you come out looking like fucking stormtroopers or Nazis or something, that pisses people off. And it might start off with a couple of us, fuck the police or whatever, shouting. But, like, it escalates things, and that's not necessary. Like, if you want to police Occupy Denver at the park or anywhere, here's what you should do. Keep the standard uniformed officers down there, cops on bikes, whatever, riding around, just observing. And maybe even have some undercover cops in the crowd so that when somebody's talking about, I don't know, breaking windows or whatever, you can be like, we have trouble coming here, you know, you guys might want to get to this block. And then, you know, when some shit happens, you can radio it in if it happens. But nothing happened. While I'm on the topic of Denver police and saying that they did an outrageously good job tonight and just left us alone and actually kind of just, what's the word, escorted us through traffic as we marched. You know, went out in front of the intersection, stopped traffic. At one point I saw a guy on the motorcycle, the cop, saw that our march was coming to the intersection and there was a car parked there at a red light. And he waved him through the red light because he knew, like, well, we're going to fucking be marching through this intersection for 5 or 6 minutes and this guy doesn't need to wait here. Like, that's good police work. That's, what's the word? I don't even know. That's keeping the peace, just keeping shit running smoothly, not bothering anybody, not impeding on our rights. Why the fuck were riot police forming a barricade on the 16th Street Mall? Why the fuck did that happen? And then there were shoppers and shit, because the other people, like the people on the mall, were just out, you know, having a good time, didn't know our march was coming, didn't know anything about the protest, and they see this fucking stormtrooper barricade right there, and it's like, am I allowed to cross? Like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? Like, this is not clear police work. If something needs to be shut down, oh, this is closed. You know, this building is being condemned. There's a loose gunman. Everything's closed. Go back inside. Be fucking clear. Don't just, all right, form the barricade. Form the barricade. Let all these citizens look at it like, Red Rover, should I run the fuck over there? No. And then you shoot a little pepper bomb. 1 bullet. He shot 1 round right out in front of our feet. And it was like literally within 4 feet of me. And I felt the fumes or whatever, I don't know what you would call it, the dust come up from it. Like, I don't know what the fuck was in that, but like, what were you trying to say? Like, are you trying to intimidate me? It's not going to happen. You're not going to stop us. Like, it's going to take more than shooting pepper balls at our feet. You could have at least shot it in the chest and fucking what? I'd get right back up and be down there again. Like, you're going to have to shoot me in the fucking head and kill me to stop this revolution. Like, it's a peaceful march. We want social change in our country, and we're going to work through the channels that have been provided to us by the Constitution. Like, we're just talking. We're just walking. We don't need riot police. Hickenlooper, you're insane. You're not going to get reelected wasting this much money, and I still dare you to tell us how much money you wasted the other night clearing out that park, and now I double dare you to add on to that how much money you've wasted in the next day or two keeping the park surrounded by police so that we don't go back over there, but we go to the park across the street on the other side. Like, are you high? Seriously, man, do you have a medical marijuana card or something? Like, what the fuck? One other weird incident. When I first got down there, you could see it was starting to get hectic. Night was kind of coming, and like, I don't know if that amps up the mood or whatever, but it's not good when you have darkness, and the fucking stormtroopers are dressed in all black too, with big ass batons and shotguns that, you know, have some sort of beanbag or pepper pellet or something that is not lethal, but they feel comfortable shooting at a peaceful fucking protester. Like, I hope to God somebody has that on videotape. And you know what? I'm not going to sue you guys. I'm not going to do anything. I don't want money. I want that cop suspended at the least. Like, what, dude? Oh, my finger, I accidentally pulled the trigger. It slipped. I coughed or something. Was it an accident? If some captain or somebody ordered it, all right, shoot a warning shot at their feet, that dude needs to be fired. Like, there's a good cause for fucking whatever, the cop. If it was just one cop, like, oh, I'm just going to go off on my own and shoot a warning shot at this kid's feet, you should probably be fired. But I'm hoping somebody has it on videotape, because I'd like to see what actually happened. I just kind of looked and was like, what the fuck? They're shooting at us, you know? I mean, like, we're going around. We don't want to fucking fight the cops. If I want to just get involved with some useless violence and go fight some fucking shit that's not going to change anything, like, I'd join the army and go to Iraq or Afghanistan. You know what I mean? Like, I'm running my mouth talking about politics because I'm trying to stop these fucking wars. I'm trying to change our fucking country for the better, and I'm trying to exercise my right to free speech and to peacefully assemble. Why was there a police barricade in front of the 16th Street Mall telling us not to go down there? Like, if you saw that, please comment. Please tell us what else. Like, tell everybody what you saw. I don't know, but I think there's security cameras down there, and that should be investigated. Fucking shooting at me or not, why was there a police barricade right there? Huh? Riot, please. Uh-oh, they're marching away from the fucking park, like where the riot is supposed to be? No, there's no riot, dude. We're just marching, like, huh, there's nobody here. Some of these cops look like they might be psychopaths and come out and beat us. Like, a lot of them look cool. But you know how it is, fucking cops in riot gear. And there's some kids down there who are just pissed. Fuck the police, wearing their face masks too. Like, that doesn't help with police and protester relations. Like, when you cover your face up, that doesn't help. And I understand. I talked to some of them, you know, and I was like, why are you covering your face up? And you know what? There is a real distrust of our government nowadays. Like, there's a reason we cover our face up. I don't cover my face up. You can see me on the internet right here talking. You can see me down there, you know, but like, I think Occupy Wall Street should consider not covering our faces up anymore. It gives more, what's the word, heart to our revolution when you can put your real face behind it. Yeah, I'm willing to stand out here. This is me. I want to fucking end the Federal Reserve. And I'm willing to march, and I'm willing to say it. I don't think the police need to be shooting at us or forming barricades or even surrounding peaceful protesters with riot gear. Like, do you guys want to riot? It's like you are trying to incite violence at this point. Like, that's how I feel. Because then you do got some drunk homeless people who has it out with, you know, the Denver police because they probably beat them or whatever. I'm not going to go into it, but the Denver police know it, I know it, and the protesters know it. There's a few people down there who just hate you guys. I don't know why they hate you guys. You know, I'm sure sometimes you have good reason to beat some ass, and sometimes some people get carried away. And whatever. We're not there to fight with the police. If there's some drunk homeless dude out there acting crazy, arrest him and take him away in handcuffs. You know what I mean? Don't fire a warning shot towards his feet like he's just supposed to know. Like, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to do anything. Like, I just got shot at by the Colorado State Patrol. What the fuck is wrong with America? America. America. I pledge allegiance to corporate America. Like, good God, hickenlooper, fuck you. I'm going to move on. This is not angry. Like, it makes me angry. It makes a lot of us angry, and that's why we're down there taking to the streets, but we're peaceful. We are peaceful people, and that's why I'm here on YouTube just saying what happened, and, like, I'm not going to go fight the police. Are you kidding me? That's not a good, like, what's going to happen? You know, oh, Occupy Wall Street fought the police, and we probably get our asses beat. Like, really? Like, come on, guys. Why are you surrounding us with riot gear? Hickenlooper. I dare you to come out to a General Assembly and actually play our game. Yeah, get on the stack, say your mind, you know what I mean? Oh, direct response. We have fucking a game. We talk about real shit. You're a corporate bitch, and you're afraid to come out and talk to the real people. You won't even let us fucking comment on your Facebook page. I leave the comments open on my page. Go ahead, comment, call me an asswipe, or whatever you want to. It's going to be there, and it's going to be there forever. Because I'm a man, and fucking I can stand it. I can deal with open debate, open criticism, open whatever. Free speech. Shh. Denver police, so the Denver Police Department was awesome. Like, I have no issue with them. And the few of them you can tell are like, yeah, we support you guys. And you can tell they've already figured out, like, these kids are not here to fight us. They're not here to whatever. I'm going to have to just mix this all up. Like, I'm just ranting. But there's one other story I want to tell you. There's a few things I want to tell you more too, actually. I'm going to start with, I was on the face masks, right? I already talked about Denver police and how it's inappropriate just to be like, move, move, move. Say, get out of the park. Get off the sidewalk. Go over there. This park is closed. You got to be past fucking Lincoln Street. You know what I mean? Say what you want. Move, move, move. Stormtroopers coming at you. Man, that makes people hate the police. Like, that is honestly why there are people down there that have issues with guys. Whatever you want to talk about, why people distrust it, why somebody might want to be like, I'm covering up my face. I'm not covering my face, so I won't go into that. But I will say, I'm on both sides of this here. I'm telling the police what they should be doing better. I'm telling the protesters what they should be doing better. Don't cover your face. That's not accomplishing anything. I've run into a lot of people down there that I know personally that I didn't realize felt as strongly about this shit as they do, as I do too. And like, if they would have had their face covered, I might never ever talk to them about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's good for us to connect, and you don't need your face covered. Here's some other advice for protesters. When we went around that police barricade, I was right there too, and someone was like, go down the alley, go down the alley. And I was like, no, don't go into the fucking alley. Don't go in the alley. We're going up to 17th Street and we're going around. Don't go in the alleys. Don't ever go in the alleys. I watched on YouTube the Democratic National Convention in Denver. You can see what the police did there. I think that has something to do with why people don't trust you guys and cover our faces, but there was a point where the protesters did that. We're going to move around them. We're going to move around them. And the police ended up getting to the next street over, blocking that off at the end, and as the protesters got down the street, they came around from the backside and they had you guys trapped there. Search it on YouTube, you can see it. That is fucked up. Like, one, if you confine us in a closed space, I think it should be fair game. I think it should be a free-for-all. Like, if I want to hit cops to get out of there because they're not letting me out, I don't think that should be against the law. I don't want it to happen, and it should never come to that, but don't confine us in closed spaces. And two, that's why I said don't go down the alley, because the alley is even narrower than the street. There's less fucking doors and fucking windows that you could break if you wanted to get out of there because they're tear gassing us and coming in and beating us from both sides. Like, if that shit happened in the street, at least, hopefully there's street cameras. At least, hopefully, if somebody's up in the second story of one of those buildings looking down filming it, it's going to get caught on videotape. If shit really gets bad because they're beating us at both sides, I'm going to break out a window and I'm going to go into the building and I'm going to come out the backside or pull a fire alarm or do something. Like, there is serious issues with the police in this country. And you guys have the choice. Do you want to fucking continue that, or do you want to fucking act like we're in the 21st century and this is a modern police force? Like, don't set up barricades. Don't obstruct my right to march. If you really have an issue with us, send some undercovers in there and fucking when one of us starts breaking the law, radio somebody in and arrest us. Like, that's due process, the whole fucking 9 yards that we learned about in school that seems to have just disappeared since 9/11 and are whatever. But, I want peace with the police. I can tell some of the cops were looking at me different than they were the other night. Because the other night, they were nervous. What's going on? Is this some anarchist fucking bunch out there? I'm just standing there. They saw me film. I think maybe some of them even saw me on fucking YouTube if they fucking watched this. Like, tonight when I was out there, some of the police, you could tell, they give you a head nod or whatever. They would, you know what I mean? They just didn't look as zombie-ified. They were talking to kids more. They were answering questions. This is the story I want to tell. I'm talking about Colorado PD, or Colorado State Patrol right now, because not all of them are bad. Some of them look like they hate skateboarders and want to bash hippie skulls for 9/11 truth. But this is the story I want to tell. When we were still out, I was on Lincoln Street, kind of down by, I was on Broadway, kind of down by Colfax, on the sidewalk of the Civic Center Park. And the police had lined up along the side of Broadway right there on the sidewalk and kind of came into the park too. I don't know why, but they were already into it before this happened. But some guy came out of there. He's like, yeah, there's a guy with a gun over there. He just showed some people some gun or whatever. I don't know. And I heard it, and I asked the guys, like, what kind of gun, blah, blah, blah. Because I want, obviously fucking that's something you should kind of be concerned about or at least look over. Is there a dude with a gun, blah, blah, blah. And he just walked up to one of the riot police right there in the end. He's like, yeah, there's a guy with a gun over there, blah, blah, blah. And you could tell the cops had a genuine sense of concern. Like, oh, this is some serious shit. We're not just out here fucking standing beside a bunch of hippies anymore. You know what I mean? And, like, the night before, the police looked like if you just walked up to the police line and said, like, oh, there's a dude with a gun over there. Like, they might just beat your fucking skull because, oh, my God, this anarchist is walking towards the police line that's here for no reason. Like, same shit I said last night. If you're going to close the park, be firm about it. Say, you will be arrested if you're on this side of the street, if you step on the sidewalk, if you step on the grass. Make your line and just don't have us all wonder, like, why is there a fucking huge-ass Nazi stormtrooper fucking police force walking down here in paramilitary fucking outfits that are pitch black with big-ass sticks, some of them looking mad, shotguns and shit, like, I don't don't know. I'll tell you personally, when I was standing there, it can cross my mind, like, what if all of a sudden they just charge, because like they have radios or something, and all of a sudden they're like, all right, step forward, and just out of the blue, move, move, and the line starts coming at you. Like, it's fucked up. But I actually considered, like, what would I do if he just hit me with this stick right now? And the answer is probably illegal. We have real problems, and we need to make peace with the police. And a lot of cops down there are behaving themselves excellently, representing American police fantastically. Denver PD tonight, excellent job. I'll say it. I'll give you guys credit because you deserve it. It's the honest to God truth. But police, look out for us, man. Don't let this barricade shit happen. I don't know if you guys have some jurisdictional issues with like why the riot police are coming in here. Maybe that was Denver PD too. I'd like to know. But if anybody saw that incident that they were shooting at me with the one pebble or whatever, the one pepper bomb, please get a hold of me. Blah, 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 blah. Hickenlooper, how much money did that helicopter you had flying around today cost too? Like, good God, man, you love to waste money. Like, my college should be free, and we shouldn't have riot police down there. I'm sure somebody needs housing, and we shouldn't have riot police down there. Like, why don't you take some more taxpayers' money and piss on it and then light it on fire, you dumbass.